Hi all, welcome back to my channel. So today in this session we are going to understand how we can import and export the existing Azure Data Factory instance, and with the help of exported Azure Data Factory instance how we can import the new one. Okay, so that will be possible with the help of ARM templates. Now I'm going to tell you what is basically the ARM template, and with the help of that how we can create a backup and we can restore, right? It's a kind of a restoration of a existing ADF instance to the new ADF instance. So I have this ADF instance, you can see Data Factory Tutorial Azure. So let me open in the new tab, and that this is my visual this is a user interface. All you have to do is to open the studio, click on author here, click on this option. Okay, open Azure Studio. So it will open this one. Here it will open. Meanwhile, I'll tell you the agenda, what we are going to do. We have one ADF instance, okay, Data Factory Tutorial Azure, which we are just now open. In the background you can see it is open, and this pipeline is this ADF instance is having this many resources inside it, this many things inside this. Okay, it got two link service, three data sets, three pipeline, no trigger, no global parameters, and no data flow as of now. So these many things we have in this data factory instance, and we wanted to create a new data factory, and we wanted to export whatever we have inside this data factory to our new data factory. So how we can do it with the help of ARM template. Now how, where we can see the ARM template we can see in the manage tab. So click on the manage, and here you can see the link service integration runtime. In source control you can see we have a git configuration and ARMS template. So in last session I have covered the git configuration. So this is ARM template is also nothing but inside the source control. ARM template basically is a Java. You can see here the definition is also given. It's a kind of a JSON file that defines the infrastructure and configuration of your project. So in earlier session also I have mentioned that JSON, whatever we have created inside the ADF, whatever the pipeline, data set, okay, everything will be generated in the case in the form of a JSON file. Let me go to the author and I will show you. See, if I open this pipeline, let's suppose I open this pipeline, okay, there is a code. If you click on this code, so whatever we have doing here, okay, we're doing just a drag and drop, and we are providing the settings. We are not doing any code, okay, but in the background the code is happening, and that code is happening in the form of JSON. So whatever we are giving the settings, right, that we have given the name of the pipeline, it will take it as a key value pair in the JSON, like name and value is like a pipeline. So whatever the properties we are setting for this activity, we have an activity wait one, we have given the name of this activity, this activity type is wait, and we have given the name as a wait one. It depends. So these everything whatever we have done here, let me change the name. Let's say if I go here and change the name as wait for 5 seconds. Let's say I've changed it. Okay, the name of this activity is changed. Okay, and if I go to the code, and you can see the name is changed from wait one to wait for 5 seconds. So whatever we are doing here, okay, that will be go into code file, and the code is generated in the form nothing form but a form of a JSON. So everything, not only the pipeline, if you see the data set, go to the data set, and here if you click on the code, you can see all the this data set is connected to the linked service name is this, it's a type of this, okay, and the table which is provided is this. So whatever the settings we have, everything comes into the JSON. So this is for specifically for pipeline level, data set level, data flow level, we have a JSON file. But as an overall in this pipeline, okay, sorry, in this complete ADF, okay, ADF data factory tutorial Azure, whatever we have inside this ADF instance, that will go into the ARM template. So this is a kind of template which will generate only when we which will generate when we publish our thing in our ADF author mode. Okay, so when we create a pipeline, we create triggers, we create a data set, we create whatever we create, okay, or linked service. When we publish it, the ARM template will be generated in the background. So that with the help of that ARM template, we can import the ARM template and create a new ADF service, ADF instance with the existing things inside it. So what I'm going to do, I have this data factory tutorial Azure. I'm going to export it. Okay, so whatever we have in the linked service pipeline, it will everything is export into this template, and using this template I'm going to create a new ADF blank ADF instance that is with this name. We'll try to use this name if it is available. So we'll try to create a new ADF which is a blank, and then we will use that exported template which we have downloaded in our local system. We will use that exported template and see how we can import it. Okay, so what we are going to do, you can see here, before export ARM template, just go to the linked service to see how many linked service we have. If you can see here, I have two linked service in this ADF instance. One is blob storage, which is connecting, which is holding the connection string to connect to my blob storage. Okay, if you see here, so this is my connection strings. You can see the storage account key, endpoint. So this is all we need while we import the ARM template. And here the second linked service is SQL DB. So it is connected to my data set, and this is all the settings which we have provided here. Okay, database name, authentication time, username, password. This is nothing but a connection, entire connection string. So this connection string we will require to pass, or the values of this connection string we will require to pass when we import our ARM template. So let's go to here and first export the ARM template. So what we need to do, we have to, like we, as you have worked in a SQL database, like we create a backup. Okay, similarly you can see, go to this, and ARM template exporting is nothing but keeping a backup in your local. So I'm exporting it, let's suppose. So see, starting loading resources and validation. So whatever resources we have inside this instance, okay, like link service, everything is loaded. So I have already downloaded, like, wait a second, we have this ARM template. Okay, let me delete this too. It got just downloaded, and this is downloaded in my download folder. Now all we need to do is we need to extract all. We need to see what are all is in is we found. So we found two folders, and these two files, you can see, this is basically the main ARM template that we are looking for. If we wanted to open and to see what is exactly inside it, we can open and see in the notepad. Here this is entirely JSON file. It is saying the version, then the default value, that this is the name of our existing data factory instance. Okay, then we have a two linked service. It is saying the very first time after the data factory name, it will mention the all your linked service. In my existing data factory, we have two linked service, so it is giving there. And if you see here, metadata is, it is telling here secure string, so that we have to provide it the runtime. And after that, there is one variable parameters, factory name. Then we have a resources, like if you see here, we have this activities. We have one pipeline. First pipeline name is PL copy JSON to SQL. We have three pipelines. Okay, so this is done. If you see, and in this pipeline, whatever is being used. Okay, if you see here, this is the data set, Azure blob storage. Wait, JSON sync. Okay, this is the settings for this pipeline. Now scroll down. Here this the data set. Data set is nothing but an input. It is like input for the pipeline. So inside the input you will see the data source, data set, okay, for the source, and an output JSON dest. This is your destination. This is your what do you call, your destination data set. If you see here, so source, this is your JSON one underscore dest. So this is same JSON1 underscore dest. Okay, then scroll down. It shows the dependency is in between two data set. Then the second pipeline is PL underscore dev01. If you see here, first is done, second is done. So all the pipeline if you see all the pipeline, and inside the pipeline whatever the activities we have and whatever it depends on, and that all is covered here in the ARM template. So we are good here. Like you can see, for the then separately we have a data set. In the data set we are referring the linked services. Okay, and here we will pass the first name last name if you have any table or something like that in your data set. Okay, so that is also been present. So in short, everything whatever you have created in the Azure Data Factory, it is coming into your ARM template. So that is fine. Now go back to your let me close this many downloads folder. Okay, so that we are done. Now what we need to do, we have exported and we have ARM folder, ARMS template, that is fine. We are done till this point. We have exported our uh, ARMS template, and we have verified that everything, two linked service, three data set and three pipelines are present in our ARMS template. Now the second step is that we have to create a blank data factory instance, and then we have to import using that exported using that ARM template which we have just now downloaded. So go to your portal and create a new data factory. Okay, go to the folder and create a new blank data factory. So type data factory here, create, click on create, select the resource group. I have already created. Now give a name. I'll try to use this name if it is possible. If it is available, then we are good. So use this data factory tutorial for input. Okay, and click on this. I don't want to configure as of now. Go to, so see, I have done nothing. I have just provided the name of the ADF instance. So right now this ADF instance is blank. We are not creating any pipeline. Everything we are extracting from our existing data factory, that is data factory tutorial Azure. So it is going to create. It will take a couple of seconds. Just wait. See, the deployment got completed. Good. We need to go to resource here. If you see here, we have to open the Azure Data Factory Studio for this newly created ADF. So it is going to create, going to open the studio for the newly created area, which is data factory tutorial import. Now if you can see, go to the author, this is completely blank. Okay, there is no pipeline, no data set, no data flow, no power query, and there is no linked service. Okay, so we wanted everything come from the exported ARMS template from this data factory. So we have downloaded it. Now go to the ARMS template for this, and we have to, in this case we have to import. So click on this import on Azure portal. So this was the link. Here, once it will open, okay, here we have number of templates. If you wanted some common templates, you can have use that, but I wanted to use this build your own template in the editor because we have a template in our local system. So click on this build on your template, and here there are two ways. Either you can open this and control in and control C, you can copy it. Okay, and you can go here, remove entire thing and paste it like this. Okay, and there is another way is control Z, and there is a file, there is an option load file. Okay, so what you need to do, close this notepad, go to load file, go to downloads, open this ARMS template, and inside that choose this JSON file ARMS underscore template and click on open. So if you see, upload completed for ARMS template JSON, streaming loaded, and you can see, we can see inside this ARM template total of 8 resources are present. Okay, you can see we have 8 resources. One is let me expand it. See, 8 resources. First resource is pipeline copy JSON to SQL. Second resource is pipeline dev01. Third resource is third pipeline. Fourth resource is this is the data set. Okay, this 3 data set if you see, and 3 pipeline and 2 link services. So total 8 resources are there in the ARMS template. Okay, this is fine. That is what we have taken out from the existing one, right? This is fine. 2 link service, 3 data set and 3 pipeline. So we are good. Now what we need to do, once we import this file, we have to save it. Once we will save it, now you can see it is saying us to do the custom deployment. Whatever the setting you are trying to consume, just do the deployment with that. So I will choose the resource which is existing resource group, and here the same reason is fine. Here if you can see from the ARMS template, I am getting the name of existing data factory instance, data factory tutorial Azure, but I wanted to import this into my data factory tutorial import one. Okay, so what I'm going to do, what I have to do, go to home and take this name. I wanted to import into this data factory instance, right? So I have to replace the name. So whatever the things we have in the existing one, data factory tutorial Azure, we wanted to replace into this. So I wanted to do the custom deployment of this factory, okay, not this factory, correct? So we need to provide the factory name. And now if you see in this resources, there are two resources where we have a linked services connection string. We have to provide the connection string. So that is there we have a metadata. I have shown you, right? So metadata is something that we have to provide on runtime. So here this is link service SQL DB. So what we need to do, we have to go to the SQL database. This is my SQL database. Click on it and we need to take out this connection string which is responsible to connect to this Azure resources. So from where we can get it, you scroll down here, go to the database which you have created, scroll down here and we have a connection string option in the setting. So this is, we have the entire radio.net connection string, but if you can look thoroughly here we have a user ID and password, that is your username and password you have to provide. So click on this option to copy your connection string. It is still loading. Copy. Okay, because I need to change username and password. Okay, username it took, but password I need to provide. So that's why I have to copy it. Go here and first I need to provide my password. Okay, and the same this entire connection string when I gave the my password. Okay, when I provide my correct password, I need to copy this entire connection string and go back here in the custom deployment and provide this connection string. Okay. Okay, so what I did is I pause my video, I provide the password and I copy the entire string and paste it over here. So when I paste it, it will come into this encrypted format. That is fine. And then second link service is nothing but a link service which is responsible to connect to my blob storage. So what I need to do, I need to go back to my home and open my blob storage. So where is my blob storage? You can go to, this is blob storage tutorial. This is my blob storage. So click on this. Now we have to know the connections we have to provide the connection string to connect to our blob storage. So go here and in the access key. So to connect to the blob storage, we have a connection string store in the access key. You can see. Okay, and in case of the database, we have a connection string basically with the same name, but here we have a access key with a different name. So what we need to do, you have to show it and copy any of the key you can use. Okay, just copy it and go to custom deployment and paste it here. So this way you provide your connection string to connect to your SQL database, Azure SQL database, and you provide the connection string to connect to your Azure blob storage. So this is fine. And now, so we have provided all the things. Now click on review and connect, create, and this will create your custom deployment. Why it is saying custom deployment? Because we are deploying with the help of the ARMS template. We are providing taking a kind of a backup file and we are restoring it. So this is called validation is been passed. That means whatever values we have given for the value, whatever the values or entries we have given is fine. Now click on create. It will initiate our deployment. So just wait for a couple of seconds and it will be done, and then we will confirm it. We will verify. Okay, if you see here, you can see while the deployment in progress, you can see, okay, so many pipelines is getting deployed. 3 pipelines, I mean to say. Now go to the resource group. It is deployed. Now close it and refresh it. You can say refreshes data factory import one, right? Now click on author to check whether the 3 pipelines is available or not. See here, we got 3 pipelines. Okay, although we have not created anything inside it, we have exported from our ARM template which we have downloaded. So 3 pipelines, 3 data sets, and go to the linked service to check. 2 linked services also there. Okay, if you wanted to go to the linked service of SQL and check whether it is fine or not. Okay, so we have it is there. Okay, if you wanted to use the Azure subscription, then it is fine, you can use your Azure subscription as well. All the database will be loaded there. You can, and you can check your okay, I need to give password here. So this way at least your resources has been restored. Then you can change your setting as per your requirement, and then uh, check the connection. See, the connection for this link service is also been done. So in case for the blob storage also, if you see here, this says all storage account is not been selected, so I want this storage account. Okay, and I wanted to test the connection whether I have just restored it from the ARM template, so whether working everything is working fine or not, that we need to check. So connection failed. Let me check what is happening. Check the storage connection string in the configuration or valid. Okay, so what we need to do here, it is Azure subscription is not selected, that's why it is creating an issue. Now go to account. This is my storage account name, blob storage tutorial, and now we have to check the test connection. Again it got failed. Check the storage connection in the configuration. I think this configuration is not required. These all configurations are not required actually. So let me get rid of this. We have integration runtime key, everything is selected. Now click on test connection to see. See, connection is successful. Now click on apply, because we have removed that configuration, so we have to apply it. Okay, so now our link service is working fine. Now our this new pipeline, which is the new ADF instance which we have recently restored from our backup or from our ARMS template. Okay, let's see, our pipeline is also working. So it will work because our link services connection is succeeded. So let me check once to show you that it is going to work. So it is very important if you have a pipeline. So it will be very useful in the case when sometimes suppose like ADF instance will be by mistake will be deleted by some resource, multiple resources are working, multiple employees are working on it, right? Somehow one some employee has deleted, so you have a ARM template. With the help of ARM template, we can restore, create a new data factory instance, and we can restore whatever we have in that ADF instance. So see, you can see here it got succeeded as well. So this way you can restore your existing ADF instance and create a new instance, and export. You can import the existing ADF instance using the ARM template. So I hope you like the video, and your concept of import and export ADF instance using the ARM template is also clear. Till the time, bye bye, and happy learning. Have a nice day, guys.